should have covered just the basic definitions of what translating, rotating, reflecting, and enlarging is. Are, that was a list, so it's R. So what those things are. So today we're starting with translation. Okay, so translation. Left, right, as well as up and down. So we're going to get a set of rules that are going to help us with determining where the new shape is and how to figure out how to move them. So as you can see over here, the card depicts very nicely what we mean when we say translating. So it goes from one place to the other. Okay, now we have some points here, a lot of points actually. So before we deal with translating shapes, okay, I'm going to need us to learn how to translate points. Okay, so the way we write down this guy and his truck outside, okay, he's gone. Sorry, all I could hear was, oh, and it was, but he's gone. So if we're going to move, I'm going to do point A for us. Okay, so we have point A, and the one that is generated from point A will be called A prime. So it has that little line at the top over there, and that tells you that this is the point that we derived from the point A. Okay, so what are the coordinates of point A, guys? Let's see what the coordinates of point A are. Remember to keep the chat lesson related. It's okay, Abu, welcome. Everyone is happy to see you. Okay, Jason, thank you. Anyone else? The coordinates for point A. So we haven't moved it yet. We want the coordinates of this one. That's point A. This one is A prime. Can you see that it has a line at the top? So we're looking for the coordinates of the green one. Coordinates of the green one. Thank you. So that is 1, 2. Okay, now we're looking for the coordinates of the yellow one, which is A prime. What are the coordinates of the yellow one? Anyone? 6, 5. Thank you. So we need to write this move in a certain type of way. So what that means is we're going to take the coordinates of A as just X and Y. Now you have to tell me, how did I get A prime? What did I do to the coordinate of A to get to A prime, right? So the original coordinate of A was 1, and then it became 6. So I need you guys to tell me, did we move left or right? To go from 1 on the x-axis to 6, did we move from the left to the right? We moved right. Thank you, guys. So is that a plus or a minus? It's a plus. How many times did we move right? Thank you very much. 5 times. So the rule for moving the x coordinate is you're going to start at wherever x was, and you add 5. Now let's talk about 2 to 5. Is that an up or down movement? Do we move up or do we move down? I see Michael is already ahead of us. Did we move up? We moved up. And as Michael said, that would mean it's a plus. And how many times? Thank you, Abu. That would be 3 times. So when they ask you for the general rule of how you move this point, this is what they're asking for. So you're saying to get from A, you can actually write it there, to A prime. For A, you just have X and Y. And for A prime, you're going to take the X from A plus 5 and the Y from A plus 3. Okay, let's do B in case someone might be confused. Okay, what is my coordinate for B? Just B. B is over there. So what's my green coordinate? There we go. -2 and 3. And our coordinate for B prime. What's happening, Sai? Maybe you just didn't look properly. Oh, okay. And then for B prime, we have -6 and 6. Okay, that's fine. So as long as you see your mistake, I'm happy. So now we said for B, the original coordinates is just X and Y. And I want you guys to tell me, how did I move to get to B prime? So I went from -2 to -6. So did I add or subtract? Okay, we move left, correct. So is that a minus or a plus? If we move to the left, remember we're looking at the x-axis. If you're going from -2 to 6, guys, look at the x-axis. We're going from -2, which is, we need more colors in this highlights and stuff. Let me take pink. -2 is over there. -6 is over there. So we're subtracting because we're moving backwards. Do we see that? We're going to the left. So you're going to take the original x, subtract 4, and then for my y, if I start from 3 to 6, am I going up or down? Am I going up or down? If I started, there we go. We're going up. How many? 3 times. So you're going to say y plus 3. Are we getting the hang of it, guys? Are we getting the hang of it? Let me stop here and take some questions. Is there anyone who is confused right now? Anybody who is confused before we do the rest of them? There we go. No Sipo.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, the thing is, I came late, so I
No Sipo. We are just moving points, no Sipo. Okay. So look at the B that is did. B is the green point, right?
Yes.
And B prime is the yellow point. So B prime comes from B. We just move B. So you write the original coordinates of B. Do you agree that the coordinates of B are -2 and 3?
Yes.
And then the coordinate for B prime, which is the new guy, is -6 and 6. Do you agree?
Yes.
Wonderful. So we always take the original one as the point XY. Isn't that how we write coordinates? We always write it as XY, right? So we are saying, I'm asking you, how do I get from B to B prime? So this thing is telling me, take the X coordinate for B and move 4 units to the back. Do you see that's what happens to the left? So if you start here,
Yeah.
you have to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. And then it says, then you must move 3 units up, 1, 2, 3, and you are at B prime. Do you see? So how we do it, we look at our 2 coordinates, and then I asked you, if I go from -2 to -6, am I going left or right? You guys said left. And then I said, if you're going left, are we adding or subtracting? We're subtracting. And then you count how many times. And then you do the same for the y. Are you with me? Yes? Okay, hopefully she is with me. Okay. Let's hear what Rapavatso has to say. Hi, Rapavatso.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask, by the second B, are we setting up an equation?
No, it's not an equation. It's just providing direction. Remember, on the x-axis, minus means go to the left, right? Plus means go to the right. And with the y's, plus means go up and minus means go down. So I asked you, how did we get from B to B prime? So there's B and there's B prime. So to get to B prime, did we go to the left or to the right?
To the left.
That's why we use the minus. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many times did we go to the left? You can look at the X coordinates for B and it will tell you. Look, we went from -2 to -6. So how many times did we move?
4.
4. So do you see where the -4 comes from?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Then we do the same for the Y. So you say, did I go up or down? I went up. Do you agree?
Yes.
And up is positive. That's why we have a plus. And then how many times did I move from 3 to 6?
Yes, ma'am.
3 times. Do you get it? Okay. Hopefully you understand. And hopefully everyone is feeling better. Michael Jackson, if you don't calm down with your performance there, I'm going to kick you out. Okay. So let's do the rest of them. It seems like everybody is a bit on board now. Now we're going to do C and C prime. C prime is yellow. C is green. Okay. Is there anyone who's done them already? Who has an answer for me? So we start with coordinates. What are the coordinates for C? Coordinates for C. Thank you, Abu. Thank you, Michael Jackson, Offense. Only one of you is correct, guys. C is this one. I feel like we're swapping them around. C is this one over here, the green one. It is, X is first, guys. It's -5 and -2. And then C prime. It's okay, don't be sorry. At least you're trying. There are 70 something of you guys here, guys. I expect way more responses. C prime is -2 and -5. So it's the other way around. Now, let us do our moving of coordinates, okay? So if C is X and Y, then C prime is going to be X. How do I get from -5 to -2? Plus, how much? Thank you, Abu. Plus 3. And how do I get from -2 to -5? -3. So it will be Y -3. Nice. Are we feeling better? I feel like the more we do it, the more we're sort of getting there. Okay, let's do D. Coordinates for D. D is green. D prime is yellow. What are my coordinates for D? Thank you, Abu. Where's D? There. 5 and -1. And D prime. Yes, it is. D prime is 2 and -5. So what's my rule? If D is X and Y, then D prime will be what will D prime be? Jason says 3. What am I doing with the 3, guys? Am I adding or subtracting? Okay, -3. And then to go from -1 to -5. How do I get it? -4. That would be correct. Okay, so you guys get this, right? Let's do E and F quickly. Okay. E is down there. So it's 0 and -4. And E prime is up there. So it's 0 and 1. Okay, I'm going to write the coordinates quickly so we can move on. F is 3 and 0, and F prime, -6 and 0. Okay. If E is X and Y, then E prime is what? If E is X and Y, X and where did we get -9? E, guys, not F. I see where you guys are. So it's going to be X and, so we're not doing, are we changing the X for E and E prime? Let's start there. Are we changing the X? No, so we just write X again because it's going to be the same number. Do you see that the X for E and E prime are the same? 0 and 0. Okay, so we're going to say 0, it's the same thing, so we're going to say X. Now let's change -4 to 1. How do I get from -4 to 1? We're going to say, ooh, integers, guys. We're at -4. We want to get there. Nope, that way. We're at +5. There we go. And the last one, if F is XY, what's F prime? I think this is the one you guys were doing. Yes, this is the one you guys were doing. F prime will be X minus 9. Do the Y's change? Do the Y's change? No. So then you'll just write Y. Okay, are we good? Thumbs up, thumbs down. How are you feeling about translating points before we move on to translating shapes? Okay, I see some thumbs up in the reactions as well. I know, Sai, but you need to, I think you're gonna, excuse me, get it anytime now. Nice, I'm seeing some more names in the chat and I am loving it. I love it. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, this is an example of a shape that's been moved. And I want us to do one ourselves. Move down. Okay. So now we're going to see how it works when we have a whole shape. Okay. So now we have this information. Triangle ABC with vertex coordinates of A 5 to 3, B 6 to 1, and C 8 to 1 undergoes the following 3 translation to form its image triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Okay, and then it says write down the new coordinates of the triangle ABC, ABC prime after all of these translations. Okay, so for this one, guys, for this one, we need to translate all 3 points 3 times. Okay, do you understand what I mean? You can't translate the points differently because when we say translate a shape, it means you are moving the whole shape. Yes, Abu. So we need to find the prime coordinates. We've been given 3 rules. So first they said, take the original ones and do this translation. And then after you do that translation, use the new ones to do this translation. And then after you do that translation, you use those ones to do the last translation. Now at the end, what are my coordinates of the final shape? Okay, do you see? So that's what we are doing. So now let's start with A, B, and C where they are. And I'm going to color code which translations we are doing so that everyone keeps track of what I'm saying. So we have to start with the yellow ones because that's where they told us to start. So we're going to start for A, we're going to start with 5, 3. And then for B, we're going to start with 6, 1. And for C, we're going to start with 8, 1. So the yellow one, okay, the yellow one, okay, Abby has already tried. The yellow one says, take X the way it is. So the X coordinate is not going to change, okay, it's just the 5. And then it says take Y and minus 4. So it'll be 3 minus 4, which is negative 1. Abu, you were doing well. I don't know what happened just now. You are doing very well. Okay. Do we understand what we're doing, guys? So we are moving these coordinates one by one. So now let's move B. Remember, we're using the yellow rule. What are the new coordinates for the yellow rule? Okay. Sanda has sent me 6, yes, because we don't change, 6 and negative 2. Look carefully because we're going to say 1 minus 4. What's 1 minus 4? What's 1 minus 4? 1 minus 4. There we go. We need to revise our integers. There we go. And now we move C. So do we change the 8? No, because our x's remain the same. We have another 1 minus 4, which is negative 3. What do you mean we don't have the y coordinates? We do have them. What do you mean, Rokofatso? You can raise your hand and tell me what you mean. So we clarify. So now we are done with the yellow transformation. Do you guys see that? Now we're going to move on to the blue transformation. Yes, Rokofatso?
Hi, man. I don't understand the question. It only gives us one number.
Where?
One.
Where? Okay, you need to be specific. There are a lot going on here. So we have the 3 coordinates of our triangle, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's saying, first you're going to move all 3 of them according to the yellow. Then you're going to move all 3 of them according to the blue. Then you're going to move all 3 of them according to the green. So now we've just moved all 3 of them according to the yellow. So the yellow one said, take your original X and Y. And then it says, first of all, it says keep the X. Can you see X didn't change? X and X, they're the same.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why 5 is still 5 over here. Look here. 5 and 5, it didn't change. You're with me?
Yes, ma'am.
And then it says, take your Y and minus 4. So we took the Y, which is 3. What's 3 minus 4?
Negative 1.
Which is where this negative 1 comes from.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, and then we have
Yes.
to do the same for B and C. So that's what we did. So we did the same thing over and over for A, B, and C. And now that we're done with the yellow transformation, we're about to move on to the blue one. This time blue says, take the X, and now we're using the new X. Okay, now we're not using the original points anymore. We're using the new ones that we just got now, these ones. And now we're about to do the blue translation. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna assume we're all good. Now let's do the blue translation. Nice. I see people in the chat already participating. So now my original A is no longer the first one because we just moved it, right? So let me write the new coordinates, and C is 8 and negative 3. So what's my new coordinate for A, guys? We're using the blue transformation. Okay, so blue says take X minus 2. Okay, so 5 minus 2 is 3, and keep your Y the same. Wonderful. Let's do the next one. What's the next one? Take X minus 2. How much is that? There we go. And keep the Y the same. And then the last one, What's the X for the last one? My X coordinate. Nice. And we're keeping Y the same. Okay, are you with me so far? Now we have one more translation left. One more translation left. And then we will finally have reached the new shape. Okay, so now these ones will be, yes, we're gonna have a break, don't worry. Now these ones are going to be the originals. So now we're going from 3, -1, 4, -3, and 6, -3. Okay, we're doing the green translation. So I need to know what my final A prime is, my B prime, and my C prime. Okay, let's hear. What do we have? Oh, we already have -3 and 7. Okay, so it says, what are we doing with the X? We are subtracting 6. So 3 minus 6 is -3. That would be correct. And -1 plus 8 is 7. Wonderful. Wonderful. And then what's our B coordinate? We have 4 minus 6 would be -2. And -3 plus 8 would be 5. Okay, and the last one, we have 6 minus 6, which is a 0. And -5 plus 8, oh, -3, excuse me, plus 8 is 5. And so the coordinates of your new triangle will be these ones over here, these 3. Do we get it, guys? Are we getting the hang of translations? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do we understand how we're doing it the other way around? So you need to know how to get this rule if you're given points, and then you need to be able to find the points if given the rule. That's all you guys need to know. Hey. I'm Mike Tyson, hectic. Isn't it a little bit? You know, let me not do that. Let me not do that. We're going on a cruise. Is anyone here who remembers how we go on a cruise? Anyone? Someone? Nope, the wrong way. Yes. Do you guys remember? Does anyone remember how we went on cruises? This makes me feel smarter. You are smart. You are smart. Okay, guys, so this is a brain break. Nah. So this is how it works. This is how it works. So I'm going to say to you, I'm going on a cruise and I'm taking a dog. Okay. You guys have to tell me what you are taking and I'll tell you if you're coming on the cruise with me or not. Now, the trick is to figure out why some people are going and why some people aren't. So let's say someone says, I'm going on a cruise and I'm bringing my cat. And I'll say, okay, you're going on the cruise. And then someone else says, I'm going on a cruise and I'm bringing my bird. I'll tell them, you're not going on the cruise. Okay. Someone could say, hat. Ooh, Tepang has it. Tepang, you are going on the cruise. Does anybody see what the rule is so far? Food, nope. Family staying, clothes staying, hair clip staying. Pig, you're going. Hamster, you are staying. Matt is going. Yes. So this specific one, which was my example, you can go on the cruise if you're taking something with 3 letters. Okay. So that's how it works. So you guys are supposed to figure out, how do we go on a cruise? And I have to find something that's very creative to confuse you guys. I'm going on a cruise and I'm bringing a cucumber. I've started a new round, guys. We're done with that one. Do you guys understand the rules of the game? Yes. Well, I'm bringing a cucumber. Oh, Princess is bringing watermelon. And you're staying. Avocado is staying. You guys are typing so fast. Banana is going. Itumeleng, you are going with me. Itumeleng is going with me. Apple, you're staying. Broccoli is going. Carrot, you're staying. Sister is staying. Lychee is staying. Pineapple is going. Sulani, you are going. You're going. We have spinach. Anybody know what it takes to go yet? Orange staying. Tomato is going. Carrot is staying. Pineapple, I already have that. Cheese is staying. Radish is staying. Baboon is staying. You guys are copying each other. Zucchini going. Juice, papaya going. Eggplant is staying. Brother is staying. Radish is staying. Michael Jackson will not give up. I'm actually defeated. A smooth criminal. Wow, kiwi is staying. Pap staying. Oh, Abu says 8-letter words. Nice try, but no. Peach staying. Big Mac. Going. Let's see. So we know it's not fruit and veg. Oros staying. Peach. Coconut, you're going. Guys, has anyone figured it out yet? Anyone figured it out? Pizza toppings. A computer is definitely not a pizza topping, guys. I promise you. Food, no. Remember I said computers going. Technology, no. Food is not technology. 8-letter words, no. No. Has anybody figured it out? Simone, do you have an idea?
I think I do, but I have an unfair advantage, you know.
It feels like we're gonna be here for a while. It's been 7 minutes.
If I didn't see what happened in the last lesson, I probably also wouldn't know. I would be lost.
Someone said mother-in-law. I can't believe it. You're staying though. Pumpkin is staying. Guys, if someone don't want to tell you, then I can't help you. Syllables! Poo, 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 poo. How many syllables do these words have? 3
I'm
syllables.
actually so sad they got it. I was about to put in the chat that they must clap and say the words. I wanted to watch people clapping.
So guys, 3 I like the one who is fighting for. Who is that? Did you see that? Someone is like, well, you could say aubergine, and that's 3 syllables instead of eggplant. Sai, I see you coming through corners. Be like, I know eggplant is not growing, but I mean, I mean, it's the same as Uber. Okay, it's fine, Sai. You can come with us to the cruise. That's right. You can come to the cruise. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. Whew. Let's all have a stretch. Let's all have a stretch before we continue. One I was like, I want to go also. I want to go. Okay. Dum. It's okay, Tato. I saw your message. It's all right. Yes, I'll give you. I'll give you that one. Sorry, I'll give you that one. Food is the way to go. Wow. Okay. Now, guys, now that we've had our little brain break, let us continue with translations. So now you guys are going to determine, we have 4 triangles here. We're going to determine what the rule is for moving something from A to B, D to C, and all of that shenanigans, okay? All I want is C map to D, A to D. Yeah, so we're just moving stuff. I don't know why we're saying the same thing over and over and over again, but we're just moving stuff. We're just moving stuff. So I want to know the rule for moving them. So A, if I'm moving A to B, I want to know the X and Y rule. So remember we said it's important to check with the correct coordinates. So for A, you would have to check with this one at the top, or with these ones at the side, or with these ones at the bottom. So you have to check, how did I get from the coordinate at the top to this coordinate at the top? So how did I move? Did I move left or right? And did I go up or down? So for A to B, we're gonna start at X, Y. Let's start with the X's. Did we move left or right? Did we move left or right to go from A to B? Right. How many times did we move right? Thank you, Abu. That was nicely written for us. How many times did we move right from there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it will be X plus 6. And then with the Y, did I go up or down? Did I go up or down for my Y? Down. So is that a plus or a minus? Subtract, and how many times? Twice. Okay, so that's basically what we're doing, guys. So for number 2, this time we're doing B to C. So B to C. I actually think I should write the letters in front so that you know what we're talking about here. Otherwise, there's just going to be a lot of coordinates. I had no idea what this. So this is A to B. Okay, this is B. We're moving it to C. Okay. Offense, where did we lose you? Okay, so we're moving from B to C. Let's start with the X's. Did we move X left or right? Did we move X's at all? No. So I just write X, right? And then Y's, did we go up or down? Nice, Abu. Abu has written everything for me. We moved down. How many times did we move down? Check with 1 point. Let's check with this one up there. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So then it's Y minus 4. The X doesn't need changing at all. Okay, now we're going from, okay, this was number 1, number 2. Let's do number 3, says from C to D. So we're going from C, X, and Y's. And we want to know how we got from C to D. So let's see where C is, and there's D. Now let's start with the X's. Do we move left or right? We moved Remember, we're starting at C and we're going to D. Look carefully. Yes, Ropavazo.
Ma'am, isn't B3,
Isn't B?
3, 3, and 3 the coordinates? Ma'am wrote X and Y.
No, remember, this is a shape. It's not a point. Do you see what I mean? So we move all the points. So we're saying whatever coordinate is on B, move it like this and you'll get to C. You see what I mean? So what I said is just choose a random point that corresponds with the other point. I'm avoiding translating, let's say, this point to that point, because that would be incorrect. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm saying choose the point that's the same on both shapes and use that one. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Nice question. I actually like that question. I'm sure a lot of people were wondering what's happening. So remember, guys, these are shapes. These are not just points. So we're using rules. Okay, I see you guys said I'm moving left. How many times did I move left? I haven't counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you, Abu. So it's -5. And did we move the Y's? No. No, we didn't. So it's just Y. Number 4 says A to D. So our A coordinate, whatever it is, X, Y, and we want to know how we got from A to D. Okay, let's start with X's. Did we move left or right to go from A to D? Did we move left or right? We moved right. Beautiful. So that is plus. How many times did we move? Unati, remember we're going from A to D, not the other way around. How many times did we move? Look carefully. This is why I said choose a point. Okay. This point to that point. How many times did we move? Once. Thank you, guys. So we moved right once. And then let's check the Y's. Do we go up or down? We're going from A to D. Do you guys see that? A is over here, D is over here. So we moved from there, we went right. We didn't move left. So we're not going from D to A, we're going from A to D. Okay. Yes, so we moved down. And how many times did we move down? So if I start there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, number 5 says, okay, we already did A and B. Okay, the image stuff we're not doing yet because we have not done reflections. But so far, it feels like a lot of people are confused. So far, do we understand what happened here? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do we understand how to determine the rules of moving shapes? Take a screenshot if you need to. Okay, I see thumbs up. I hope that's thumbs up. If anyone has a question, you need to tell me now. Okay. So now we're going to move the actual shape and see what it looks like when we're actually moving it, right? So we have a shape here, triangle ABC, with those coordinates. First instruction was draw it on a Cartesian plane, but it's already drawn for us. So we don't have to worry about that, right? And then it says, now draw A prime, B prime, C prime, which is the image of ABC, translated 4 units to the right and 3 units downwards. Then it says, write the coordinates of the new one and express the translation in mapping notation. So let us move this shape. Thank you, Abu. Abu has already started the ball for us. So for A, we're starting at -3, 2, and we want to go to A prime. I'm actually going to start with the last question, writing the mapping notation. So it says, if you start from XX, 4 units to the right, is that a plus or a minus? 4 units to the right, is that a plus or a minus? Let's see. It's a plus. So we're going to have a +4. And your Y says 3 units downwards. Is that a plus or a minus? Okay, my dog is acting up, so I'm going to close my door now. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to use these to find our new coordinates for A prime, B prime, and C prime. So let's start with A. So A was -3, 2. And now what's A prime going to be? Okay, let me do this and close my door. So Long, tell me what the coordinates of A prime are. Okay. So we're going to have -3 plus 4, which is 1. And 2 minus 3. Okay, we said properly. So we have a 1. And 2 minus 3 is -1. So those are the first points. Now let's do B and B prime. B is, what are my coordinates for B? Oh, we've been given, it's 3 and 4. So what's B prime? B prime is 7, thank you. And we're going from 4 minus 3 and 1. Thank you very much, Abu. Now let's do the last one. C, we've been given as -1 and 6. So therefore C prime is, I would say it's 3 and 3. That would be 3 and 3. Beautiful. So we've done most of them. We've done this, we've done this. Now we have to draw the new shape. So now A prime will be at 1 and -1, which means it's down here. B prime will be at 7 and 1, which is up there. And C prime will be at 3 and 3, which is over there. Now we all know that I don't take chances with drawings. So I'm going to whip out the lines. Boop. Bloop. And the last bloop. Okay, now we have moved A, B, and C. Oh, we should probably name our triangle. Okay, so this at the top will be C prime. We'll have B prime over here, and we'll have A prime over here. Now I have one last question before we leave. Are these two shapes congruent or similar? And what's the reason? Congruent or similar, excuse me. Or similar, not both. Are they congruent or are they similar? And what do we say is our reasoning? Why do we say they are congruent? Oh, I see some people say similar. If you say similar, why do you say they are similar? Because guys, we literally just moved the points, right? All the sides are exactly the same shape and they're exactly the same size. And the area is exactly the same. Everything is exactly the same. So these two shapes are in fact congruent. They are the exact same shape. All we did was move the shape from one point to another. Okay, so that concludes our lesson.